What's going on, guys? T-Mart here, and the release of Call of Duty Advanced Warfare is finally upon us. Yes, that's right. It's very, very exciting. This is some of the first multiplayer gameplay from the full retail release copy of the game ever uploaded to YouTube. And man, oh man, am I excited for the year ahead. This is kind of like the start of the new year for us Call of Duty fans. It always starts every November, and it should be a really, really good one this year. I've got high hopes for what Sledgehammer has done with the actual base version of the game so far, as well as what they're going to bring to the table in terms of DLC, updates, patches, things like that. So, in this video, I just want to kind of go through some of my first impressions with the game so far. I've been playing it for the past couple of days, so I've got some first impressions I want to share with you guys, some good, some bad, and then I also want to talk about kind of, what you guys can expect out of this channel over the next year. It's kind of like a PSA, kind of like a big announcement to let you guys know what's going on, as well as get some feedback from you guys on what you guys would like to see. So, about this game so far, I really, really like it. Now, granted, there's always a honeymoon stage with Call of Duty. Like, everybody always loves the game for the first couple of weeks, first month or so. I don't think that that's the case with this one. Like, I think this is a very well-balanced and very kind of unique and revolutionary Call of Duty that it plays so much different than everything else we've ever played before. I feel like it's going to have a slightly longer lifespan than we're used to. So, obviously, that's a very good thing. The graphics are out of this world. Like, it's really crazy, man. I've actually already beat the single-player campaign. You guys will see a Let's Play on this channel. But yeah, they're really good on that side of things. And then multiplayer, they're obviously very good as well. Like, just some of the scenery, some of the things in the maps, and even off the distance, especially like when I think about this, I think of the map Recovery, the one with you're on the side of a volcano and you're looking down at Waikiki Beach in Hawaii. It's absolutely insane how beautiful this game is at times. So make sure you guys keep an eye out for that. They definitely put a lot of attention into the details. Now, next up for sound, better than it's ever been before. It's pretty crazy, all the different ways and kind of, things that they've added in to make this game sound the way it does. I actually put out kind of like a behind the scenes video a couple of weeks ago. If you guys caught that, it kind of goes through some of the stuff they did. But yeah, the sound sounds really, really great. Everything from gunshots to footsteps to grenades, stuff like that. It's great. It's Call of Duty sound. Now, in terms of gameplay and the mechanics and things like that, the health is way more than Ghosts. It feels like Black Ops 2 and even back in Black Ops 1. Like, your gunfights, they last a while. It's not like Ghosts where the first person that was aiming down sight wins. Like, in Ghosts, if somebody just sat stationary and aimed down sight and somebody came into their sights, they're going to win that gunfight every single time because you died in like 2 to 3 bullets. It was insane. And that's where, some of the frustration came from. It was a different way to play Call of Duty, something we're not really used to. And it's kind of reverted back to the old ways with Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. It allows for a little bit more of a rushing play style. And honestly, those type of people that sit there aiming down sight or sit there in corners or, sit there behind cover, they're going to get demolished. Like, cover is important in this game, don't get me wrong, and using the maps and the kind of terrain to your advantage is very important. But with the addition of the boost jumps and the dashes and the dodges and the slides and things like that, like, even if you're behind cover, that player is going to be able to get above you, behind you, around you before you're going to know what's happening. If you're not, on top of your game, you're not being super aware. So, yeah, campers are absolutely going to get left in the dust in this game, which is something I think we all wanted. So, again, it just, health is way more. It lends itself to some pretty intense gunfights. I've been in gunfights where I've emptied 2 clips before I killed the guy because we're both, kind of like dodging around and getting behind cover and all kinds of stuff. So it really adds almost a chess-like strategy to each gunfight, which is kind of cool. So I'm sure you guys will notice that once you get your hands on the game. Now, next up in terms of maps, I'm enjoying them so far. Now, granted, I've been playing kind of like, pre-release since I got the copy early, and not everybody is, on the maps, figuring out the overpowered spots, the annoying campy spots, things like that. But so far, they play pretty well. I played a lot of TDM up until this point. Not quite as many objectives because there weren't a ton of people on to be able to get in all the different game modes. But so far, I really like them. They're definitely smaller on average than Ghosts. Like, they have some, slightly larger ones and some smaller ones. But there's nothing like, Whiteout or Stonehaven or anything crazy like that where it felt like you were in a hiking simulator rather than a first-person shooter. So that's a good thing. And then also, there's tons of verticality. And when I say tons of verticality, I mean tons and tons and tons of it. Like, Ghosts was known as a game that kind of like added verticality to COD, and that was like one of its big things and changes. doesn't even compare to this game. Like, with the addition of the double jump, you know, the boost jump and stuff like that, literally everything is made for you to jump on top of it. And sometimes there's, you know, second, third, and even fourth story levels for you to get up on, which is really interesting and should add some good content to our Jumps and Spot series. So I'm looking forward to that. Now, next up, in terms of score streaks, I'm going to say that the score streaks are less effective in this game, and I'm not really sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. It definitely places more emphasis on what you're doing with your gun and your equipment and things like that. But, you know, even if you get like I think it's 850 points to get the, whatever it's called, the gunship thing that's pretty much like the chopper gun. I forget what it's called, not the Paladin, but the other one, the Warbird, I think it's called. So it's pretty much 9 kills to get that, and I've gotten it quite a few times up until this point. And you know, even on maps where it's pretty open and I can, you know, have direct fire onto enemies, I usually only get like 3 to 4 kills with it, and that's max. Like, sometimes I've gotten 1 or even 0 at times. So it's kind of interesting how that works. It seems like a lot of the kill streaks have like high cooldown times if they're a shooting kill streak, or they don't last very long, you know, things like that. Like, they're good, they will get you extra kills, but there's nothing that I've seen so far that you can really just go on a complete tear with. Which, again, you know, maybe that's a good thing, maybe that's a bad thing. I feel like kill streaks that are really good add fun to the game, but at the same time, they make it a little bit less balanced, and it's a little bit unfair. If, you know, like a Modern Warfare 2 chopper gun, you got 11 kills in a row, and you pretty much were guaranteed to get to 25 and have that nuke. So, I don't know, not a good thing, not a bad thing, but it's just they're slightly less effective, as well as harder to earn. So, keep that in mind. Now, next up, as for perks, they've definitely been simplified. It's not nearly as crazy as Ghost was with like the 35 or 40 different perks they had in there, which honestly, I kind of like that. It offered a lot of customization. You could choose exactly what you wanted and didn't want with all those different perks. This game, it's definitely narrowed down. It's like, I don't know, 5, 6, or 7 perks per tier. I'm not exactly sure, but it's still enough to get the job done. You know, it's not like there's a lack of perks in this game. There's a bunch of old favorites, there's some new ones to mess around with, so just kind of toy around with different combinations and figure out what works best for you. Now, next up, talking about the weapons. Obviously, this is a very, very important subject in a first-person shooter. So far, from what I've seen, now granted, I haven't unlocked all the weapons yet, I'm almost there. There's nothing that's been like super stand out to me. Like, obviously there are some weapons that I think are slightly better than others, and I kind of favor them to an extent, but there's nothing that's like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. Like, you know, the MSBS that Ghost had right when it came out before it was patched. So, you know, that's a good thing. I think they've done a pretty good job with the weapon balance. ARs are definitely the way to go in terms of kind of like an all-purpose weapon. They work on pretty much all the maps. Like, a lot of the maps have slightly longer lines of sight, so having something that excels at that medium to long range engagement distance is favorable for you. SMGs are good, but they're definitely not dominant. You have to think about how you're going to play these things. You don't want to get stuck out on top of all these, you know, second-story rooftops with an SMG facing off against an AR. You're going to lose most of the time, so you got to keep that in mind. Shotguns are extremely good up close. Like, they're a lot of fun to use. They're very, very, very powerful if you get within that range. So I think they're, you know, some of the best shotguns we've ever had in Call of Duty, which is kind of exciting to me. It's something new and fun to experience. Heavy weapons, I'm gonna say, are just kind of meh. I mean, they're there, you know, like the EM1, you know, kind of like whatever it's called, the laser beam gun. That one's not too bad. The dual LMG weapon, I don't really like all that much. They're different, they're fun to use, but they don't, you know, really stand out over the ARs, the SMGs, or the shotguns. And then finally, I think the snipers are at an all-time high in terms of disadvantage. Yes, that's right. I probably threw you guys off with that sentence. I think snipers are probably some of the worst they've ever been. And it's not necessarily because of the damage and the properties of the weapons, but it's because of the play style of this game. With everybody, you know, super quick jumping and dashing and moving around the map in all sorts of crazy patterns and kind of directions, and constantly, you know, changing directions at the, you know, drop of a hat. It's really tough to be a sniper. It really, really is. It's tough to keep up with them. If you're going to be a good sniper, you're going to have to play on insane, like, 18 sensitivity or something like that to be able to keep up with people that are dodging and dashing as fast as they do. So, yeah, sniping is very, very, very tough in this game. It's just the enemy movement is a lot more unpredictable than it's been in the past, or a lot less predictable than it was in the past. So that's what makes it so tough. But that means the snipers that are good are really going to be pretty impressive. So I can't wait to see what some of those guys can put together. Now, next up, leveling up seems to be a little bit quicker than Ghosts. Honestly, Ghosts seem to go at a crawl for me, and this game seems to be going pretty fast. So that's a good thing. You know, you'd be able to rank up a little bit quicker than normal. I've actually got a video coming out about that later today, so make sure you guys check back. I got some ranking up tips. Now, talking about game modes, I think game modes are the best they've ever been in Call of Duty in this game. I think it's absolutely amazing. We have like the old faithful game types that have always been there, you know, TDM, search and destroy, domination, ground war, hardcore stuff, you know, things like that. We've got returning game modes from the past that we really liked: Hardpoint, CTF, Momentum or War from Call of Duty World at War, and then we've also got new stuff. So far, the only new game mode I know of is Momentum, which is the one with like the satellite ball that you kind of like dunk it in the enemy's, you know, score zone and stuff like that. But I'm sure they're gonna have more to come. Infected is back. Gun game is back. Like a game, there's literally like every good game mode you could ever think of in Call of Duty is in this game. They've done an amazing job with that. So there's a lot of variety and just a lot of fun to be had in the game modes kind of, you know, section of things here. Now, that's pretty much all I'm going to tell you guys about multiplayer. If you guys have any, you know, kind of like specific questions, feel free to leave them down in the comments. I'm going to try to answer you guys. But let's talk about where this channel is going to be going this year with Advanced Warfare. Well, first and foremost, I'm going to stick with what I've always been, and that's a tips and tricks channel. So we've got a really cool Advanced Warfare tips series coming out. I've already got like 15 or 20 different tip videos I want to tell you guys about that I think are all really, really good. I think they're going to help you guys out and really improve your game. So I'm excited about that. We're going to do gun guides. We did gun guides last year in Ghost. You guys really, really enjoyed those, the 3 minutes or less gun guides. So we're going to keep those going. We're going to do attachments and perks and ability breakdowns. We're going to do jumps and spots. We're going to do lines of sight. We're going to do interactives and all those old series that you guys know and love in terms of tips and tricks on this channel. So that's going to be a lot of fun. We're also going to do a lot of live comms, which is going to be good. You know, 5 KD challenges coming back, Sniper FFA is coming back, Infected, you know, live gun games, live randomly picked classes. Like there's so many different things we can do with live comms. I want to maybe do like a challenge series where you guys give me challenges on what to use and things like that. So I think that's going to be pretty cool. I'm also going to be doing some competitive stuff. I want to do some ranked playlists, maybe like a ranked playlist series like Road to whatever the highest, you know, kind of division is. I think that'd be pretty cool. I'm going to play some game battles and going to, you know, have all sorts of stuff. We're going to be covering DLC when it comes out, obviously. And those are just kind of like the basic things that I absolutely know I want to do so far. I've also got some cool new ideas for series that I don't want to share yet. I want to keep it a surprise, but you guys will find out those in the next couple of days, in about a week or so. So that should be pretty cool. Hopefully you guys enjoy those as well. And I'm always open to other ideas. Like, please, if you guys have ever, you know, been vocal or have ever liked one of my videos, please give me feedback down in the comments. Let me know a series you want me to do. Let me know a type of video you want me to do. Let me know what you guys want to see, and I'm going to make sure that I go through and I read every single one of these comments, and it'd be really appreciated. So thank you for that, guys. And yeah, there you guys have it. That's pretty much all I had to tell you guys about. Now, one extra thing I want to let you guys know about. You guys might remember this from last year. You guys know like the big Mountain Dew promotion where you can get like double XP and extra rapid supply and in-game items and things like that. I have got a crap load of codes. I went out and I bought so much Mountain Dew. It was absolutely crazy, as well as just bought straight codes off of eBay because I wanted to be able to give them away to you guys. So that's what I'm going to be doing in quite a few of the videos over the next couple of weeks and stuff, and it should be a good time. So how am I going to do this? Well, down in the description, if you guys go down there, you're going to see kind of like this list, and I'm going to put one code down there in that list every hour on the hour for the rest of the day. So, you know, at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, things like that. Check back to the video. I'm gonna put the code in there. Sometimes I'll put it in like, maybe a couple of minutes before, maybe a couple of minutes after. I'll keep you guys guessing, but that way it keeps it a little bit more fair, and that way, like the first person to watch this video doesn't get all the codes. I didn't want to be like that. So yeah, make sure you guys keep checking back throughout the rest of the day. Every hour on the hour, I'm gonna put a new code down there. Some are worth 15 minutes of double XP. Some are worth 45 minutes of double XP. So it's pretty exciting. Wish you guys the best of luck. Thank you guys so much for watching. I've got a bunch of great Advanced Warfare videos coming out later today, tomorrow, the rest of the week, and the rest of the year. It should be a great time, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I truly do appreciate it, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.